locate the enemy, which is to fix him, we strike, and we win.
The rainy season often witnesses a spike in the activities of insurgents in the northeast of Nigeria. This is because of the challenges the weather poses. It's the dawn of a new day, and activities at the Air Task Force headquarters begins typically with a briefing.
Meteorological report for 0700 ETC. Wind 250 at 05 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers in nil weather. No significant cloud.
The briefing provides direction for the operations of the day.
Alternate regions around Maiduguri International Airport. Yola International Airport.
The enemy we are dealing with is not your conventional enemy. Okay? So what we try to do is to keep as much presence in the air as possible.
We were permitted to join the Mi-35M helicopter on an armed reconnaissance mission or armed recce. The helicopter patrols the Maiduguri-Damaturu road. The pilots communicate with surface troops each time they fly past their locations. We gather that the sighting of the patrolling helicopter inspires confidence among the land forces that their locations are devoid of threat for the moment. No opportunity target was sighted. The mission is cool and calm. The Mi-35M returns to base.
We carry out arm recce, that is arming the aircraft with either rockets, gun or missile, fly over territories, whether hostile territory or friendly territory, to see if you see opportunity targets.
It's nightfall, and the Air Task Force has received some intel of Boko Haram movement.
There's an intel on the ISWAP that they are moving from the northern fringes to the southern fringes. So the mission for today is to see and check whether this
is an operational environment, and in operations such as these, bad things happen. People die, people get injured. Now it is of utmost importance that we evacuate the wounded away from the battlefields to where they can get better medical facilities in the shortest possible time.
The Alpha Jet is preparing to get airborne. Its mission is to provide armed escort for the Eurocopter 135.
If we send that helicopter alone, it may be vulnerable. And that is why the Alpha Jet was airborne, to provide what we call air cover.
We're on board the Beechcraft King Air, whose mission is to provide surveillance for the entire mission. Flying at 10,000 feet, this aircraft fitted with a very high resolution camera connected to this surveillance equipment is able to capture objects on ground in real time. The vicinity of interest is Borgozo, southwest of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. Earlier that day, land forces ran into an IED, and some soldiers died while others sustained life-threatening injuries.
So now I have the coordinates of the location. I have 4 miles location. So now I'm going to deploy the camera. So first to deploy the camera.
In real time, the surveillance gadget on the Beechcraft King Air captured the Eurocopter 135 helicopter touching down on the location. Then the evacuation begins. The Alpha Jet buzzes overhead the helicopter on ground, providing cover against any enemy aggression. The missions are successful and the 3 aircraft return to base.
Okay, based on reports from the ground troops, which was conveyed through the headquarters Air Task Force, and that troops were in casualty when they entered IED. So we were tasked to go and evacuate the wounded and the dead. So yesterday we did the mission in coordination with the ISR platform, that's Beechcraft, and the Alpha Jet. So when we got overhead, we made contact with the ground troops, which they made available the spots to land, and the casualties were by the spot. So after we landed, They brought in the casualties.
So for the armed escort is virtually giving air cover for our sister aircraft when on any mission of casualty evacuation or medical evacuation.
And from the ISR aircraft, you saw what was happening in real life. Now, one of the things the ISR aircraft does is to also keep watch over the entire environment, so that if there is anything that is going to interfere with the conduct of that particular mission,
air-to-ground attacks. The aircraft carries, it has the capability of carrying rockets, bombs, and cannons, respectively.
This video released by the Nigerian Air Force shows
that goes through our mind is that we are going to save lives of people. You know, people die every day due to insurgency. Terrorists come, and kill people at will. They don't care about people's lives. They don't care about people's properties. They don't even care whether you are existing. All they want is for their intentions to be established in the Nigerian Constitution, which we do not want as members of the armed forces. So what goes through our mind is that we are going to defeat the enemies of the state. We are going to defeat the enemies of the country. Those who don't want you and I to see peace, those who don't want you and I to live a very peaceful and life, and a productive life. We are there. That is why we are. That's why we signed for the job. We are here to take them out. Basically, take them out. That is what goes through our mind.
In the line of duty, many troops have paid the supreme price. This building is named after squadron leader Mohammed Babari. The pilot died while participating in an aerial display rehearsal. These pictures form a hall of fame of fallen heroes.
In the Babari crew room, you see the Fallen Heroes Memorial with the pictures of all our colleagues that we have lost in the course of this campaign. Similarly, in the technicians crew room, we have a memorial there for all the airmen who have also died in the course of this operation. Now, the whole idea is to let every one of us know that even if we have to pay the supreme price, our memories will not be forgotten. Okay? The Air Force is still mindful of our contributions, and so those memorials have been put up there so that in years to come, you can look at them and say, this person paid the supreme price for the sake of peace in this
nation. Due to the devastating consequences of the deployment of air power in the counter-insurgency operation, the Air Force base is a prime target for terrorists. A Boko Haram attack on the base in 2014 left destruction on its trail. Following the attacks, the Nigerian Air Force created the Nigerian Air Force Regiment, a specialist unit capable of providing security and protection for its facilities and assets across the country.
When you have 2 or more rounds in the chamber, and then you cannot pick more rounds to engage. You move the magazine forward, twice to full possible. Right and left.
The regiment's training and nature of operations are equivalent to the Royal Air Force Regiment. As the counter-insurgency operations codenamed Operation Lafia Adoli continues, the increasing use of air power is said to be a game changer, delivering morale-boosting results.
Wherever the enemy is, you locate him, you fix him in a particular position. Once you fix the enemy in that position, you strike. And that is why, first, before we carry out any interdiction like you see in some of our videos, we send out an ISR aircraft. Okay? We send out an ISR aircraft. Usually we get intelligence from various sources. either about movement or massing up and all that. So we fix the position where they are. The moment we're able to fix them at that particular position, we now send in the attack platforms, either the Alpha Jets or the Mi-35 or any other attack platform. And then we hit and then we win. So that is the whole idea. That is our business here. Locate the enemy, which is to fix him, we strike and we win.
To please look at this war as a national struggle, that we must bring all hands on deck. Every segment of society must see how can I contribute, how can I support our soldiers, our seamen and our airmen that are fighting in the Northeast. Very, very difficult and challenging conditions. Temperatures of about 50, 48 degrees centigrade. That's under the condition under which these guys operate.
The sacrifice, industry and invention of the air component of Operation Lafia Dole points in one direction: ultimate victory for the Nigerian Armed Forces.